what it's really about is this essentially what I consider sovereign citizen stuff. You know, everybody else is taking deals for the same instance, and these sovereign citizens come in here and with no basis in the court's eyes, and they get to go off scot-free.
I had a lengthy discussion with my client about that, and I was not able to, and I made effort to pull up some points, some authorities that I could bear with respect to the issue of jurisdiction, and it just was not cognizable to me.
After having you're meaning on the court not having jurisdiction? I think,
but after having discussion with the prosecutor about it, she was under an impression that the court had to prove jurisdiction, and I just indicated that the court, it was not necessary for the court to prove anything at its discretion, except what it felt had been proven. And the most relevant thing I think with respect to that is that my client has previously had a Michigan.
Talking off the record, I'm breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad to have this discussion off the record too, Judge. So, I really don't have a vested jurisdiction. I don't think my client was very helpful with respect to that, and she needs to have a revisit to that type of material, because
from the very beginning, you can sense the judge's frustration. He's not just irritated, he's exhausted. This isn't the first time someone has stood before him claiming the court has no authority. To judges, that kind of talk isn't just nonsense. It's a direct insult to the system they uphold. When ordinary people follow the law and face real consequences, watching others try to dodge responsibility using made-up legal theories feels like a slap in the face.
172-4805, counts 1, 2, and 3. SP 172-48361, appearance for the record.
Good morning, Harry Bachman, P55052, on behalf of the defendant. Would you, ma'am, state your name for the record?
Yes, my name is Destiny Raven Graves. That's capital D, lowercase ESTINEY dash capital R, lowercase AIVYN, colon, capital G, lowercase RAVES.
Just as a matter set for final pretrial, we have this for a jury trial tomorrow. Having discussed this with the prosecutor, is the agreement of the parties that the instant cases would be dismissed. Now, my client has valid registration and insurance, Your Honor, so we would ask that those matters be dismissed for issues. As the court note, is that the defendant does not have a valid driver's license.
And here's where things take a serious turn. Even when the prosecutor suggests dropping the case, the judge refuses. Not because of ego, but out of principle. He's standing on fairness. His message is clear. Justice can't exist if some people face punishment while others hide behind imaginary defenses.
To me, with respect to the sovereign citizen aspect of this argument, my understanding is that this is not, that this individual is arguing that, well, why don't you give some clarification, Ms. Graves, to the arguments you're making, that this court doesn't have jurisdiction or prove jurisdiction, that jurisdiction is not because you're present in the jurisdiction. Can you tell us why you're not subject to the laws of the city of Detroit when you are a driver in the city of Detroit?
First of all, I thank you for this opportunity to speak. Your Honor, I am here appearing specially, not generally, and I am raising my abatement on misnomer. I'm raising my abatement on misnomer, and that's it. I'm raising my abatement on misnomer.
I don't even understand what that means.
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
I don't even understand what you just said or the meaning of what you just said.
I'm raising my abatement on the grounds of misnomer because I've been misidentified in this case, and I'm just pointing out the defect in the case. And I'm aware that misnomer is a very fatal mistake in a case. So I just wanted to point that out in my case.
Is that misnomer? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
All right. So so obviously, what Ms. Graves, what I understand Ms. Graves is trying to say is that they pulled over the wrong person. It wasn't her that was actually driving. If she's saying that I guess that's what she's indicating. I don't know. Maybe you can clarify that.
Your Honor, respectfully, no, that's not what I'm implying at all. I don't deny that I was not there in the interaction on, that day with the police officer. I'm not denying that at all. I was there and I am present now here as well. What I am saying is that there has been a misidentification between me and another party. I've been misidentified as a corporate fiction rather than a natural.
So that's the same sovereign citizen stuff. Just doesn't. That's the same sovereign citizens argument in the court's eyes. So I don't. That whole I'm not a person, I'm a corporation, and I get to be able to travel freely upon this road and without impediment. Listen, this is the state of Michigan, the city of Detroit.
This is where the case truly unfolds. Destiny argues that she's been mistaken for a corporation, one of those bizarre claims that leaves even experienced judges momentarily stunned. You can see both confusion and disbelief flash across his face. These arguments might sound clever on the internet, but inside a real courtroom, they crumble instantly.
To request evidence that the court does have jurisdiction over my living person and not my.
That's not the court. That's not the way the system operates, ma'am. You need to read the Michigan court rules and educate yourself better. I don't know who's been teaching you this stuff, but quite frankly, the court does not have to give you any jurisdiction. And you challenge jurisdiction. The court says you were pulled over in the city of Detroit. You indicated that you were at the scene. The officer gave you a ticket. That is notice for you to come to court. You set a court date, and therefore you're here now. So other than jurisdiction being that you weren't in the city of Detroit when this offense occurred or these allegations occurred, then the court will hear an argument about that. But as far as anything else other than that, whatever you're speaking on, the court is not going to even entertain that. All right.
Respectfully, Your Honor, my
We understand, Your Honor.
does not equal established.
Right. I told you I'm not entertaining that stuff. I let you make your record. You've made it many times. And there's a record down here. So either go back in the breakout room and wait on Mr. Baughman to figure out what this trial date is going to be. I'm going to let you be heard, and you can put that to a jury of your peers. All right. And the jury of your peers accept your argument about you not having to have a driver's license and the court not having jurisdiction, then that won't even go to. But if the court will accept your argument about whatever your position is, ma'am, and they find you not guilty, then that'll be the case. But other than that, we're not going to keep going back and forth.
Respectfully, I would like to say I will not wait.
No.
When the judge finally loses his patience, it's almost satisfying. He lays out plainly, you were stopped in Detroit by Detroit police. That's jurisdiction. No hidden loopholes, no secret legal trick. It's not an online debate. It's real life. And the law doesn't bend to YouTube logic.
Ms. Graves, the help that she needs with respect to what we've placed on the record, as well as with respect to getting her driver's license back on track, then she would be in compliance, Your Honor. I don't know why she doesn't want to accept that.
But I'm thinking that this one, first of all, I would love to see Ms. Graves be able to get in the street court program, and I hate to have her out there with no housing and a small child. But I think that the street court program, there would be at some point some admission to responsibility, and that is the real issue with Ms. Graves. Is not one to take responsibility and articulating time and time again. Every time I've seen her, she's articulated the same argument, which a court describes as a sovereign citizen argument. I know Ms. Graves doesn't term it as that, but it gives all the everything she's saying is the same thing that the sovereign citizens coming to the court. So I don't know if I can always get Mr. in here, and I will do that if that's necessary. I have no issue.
By this point, he's clearly done playing along. He admits he's changing his entire approach towards sovereign citizen cases. You can feel the shift from tolerance to firmness. The judge isn't angry anymore. He's resolute. He's tired of patients being mistaken for weakness.
Dealing with the housing issue, what time will you be done with that, do you think, Ms. Graves?
I'm not sure, but here's my case manager. She knows more.
Hi.
Kim, could you place your name on the record and who you are?
My name is Kim Carter. I'm her case manager here at the Fox shelter. She's in a homeless shelter. We have her housing scheduled tomorrow between, I believe it's between 8 and I want to say 10, but it may not end till like 11 or 11:30. It's for her to secure permanent housing to leave and able to leave.
Good morning to you, ma'am. And what are the chances? Oh, here's one Rogowski here now. What are the chances that is that what you called him in, Ms. Warren?
Yes, Your Honor, I did call him in. I was not aware that he was supposed to be here, especially this cold case is first impression to me. But I did want him to be here to hear and see what we're going to decide or what Your Honor is going to do today.
All right. And Madam Case Manager, is this a hearing that this Graves can is likely to be granted some permanent housing tomorrow?
Yes. So she'll be able to secure a voucher so that we can move her from the shelter into permanent.
Exactly. Okay, great. That's good news. So from what my understanding, Mr. Baughman, Mr. Patel is not necessary because that process is going through by the good people over there at the shelter. So that's congratulations on that. I'm glad to. So we'll talk about.
But then unexpectedly, the tone softens. We see another side of him. Destiny isn't just a stubborn defendant anymore. She's a mother trying to rebuild her life and find stability. The judge acknowledges that effort and even congratulates her, reminding everyone that behind the bench, there's still a human being with empathy.
I would like, thank you, Madam Counselor over at the shelter.
You're welcome.
I would like that as well, but as I can say, from everything I've heard from Ms. Gray, that's not her intention. It doesn't seem as though it's her intentions. Are you willing to do the necessary steps to get a valid driver? What we'll do is I'm gonna reset this matter for a pretrial date on October the 13th. Congratulations, Ms. Graves, on the housing. And
Do you mind telling me what day that is?
That's a Monday.
the 13th is a Monday. So at 8:30, Mr. Baughman, I appreciate you working with Ms. Graves. I'm glad that you seem to have gotten her attention, and I hope things work out. Thank God you got, you're gonna get that voucher, ma'am, and you're gonna get yourself situated on housing. And thank you, Mr. Baughman, for coming in and the advocacy that you've done. I don't, the arguments that you're making, ma'am, but in the court's eyes, they have no basis in fact or law, all right? So I don't know how, you can take that for what you want. You're your own individual and you can make your own decisions, but that stuff, I'm changing my way I move forward with the sovereign citizens. I don't think it's fair that everyone else either has to bring a valid driver's license in or they have to take some sort of punishment or plea because they don't want to operate, and sovereign citizens just get to. And I know, Ms. Horn, that's nothing more, it's just been cases that the city just has dismissed the cases a few times in the past because they just don't feel what it could cost, but no, it's just not going to happen here. All right.
And thank you, Your Honor. I was unaware of her sovereign argument altogether until.
And that's what makes this hearing so powerful. It begins in frustration and ends with compassion. The law can be strict, but it isn't without heart. For Destiny Graves, this moment might be the first genuine step toward accountability and a chance to finally find her footing.
I didn't necessarily tell you that. It's just the court's policy, and it really comes from the chief judge. And That comes from the chief judge, and I understand it very well, that if the people are not going to be ready and prepared, there's no sense in us inconveniencing the citizens of the city of Detroit for a jury trial that's not going to likely go. So other than that, we've reset the matter to October the 13th. That's just a pre-trial date, and you'll get if another trial date is necessary, I'm sure you'll get the right subpoena. But I know that I said when I saw your name, I said he comes to court all the time. So I know he probably did not get the notice. All right.
Yeah, nope. I only got the one about tomorrow morning, so I was actually getting ready for that one.
Best of luck to you. So now you gotta maybe I won't say you have some extra time because you may have a lot of other things to do, but hopefully you got some extra time. Have a good day. Be safe out there. All right, Ms. Graves. You be safe. Congratulations on that, and I hope that you find a nice, beautiful home for you and your little one. All right.
Thank you again, Your Honor. Thank you to the prosecutor. Thank you to the good officer. Mr. Graves, call me tomorrow, okay?